And joining us now from the Capitol is Republican New York Congressman Mike Lawler. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Very disruptive on Capitol Hill today. A lot of your colleagues divided over this issue of Gaza and Israel. What did you think about them boycotting Benjamin Netanyahu and his speech even before he took the stand?
Well, I think it's pathetic. Israel is our closest ally. The United States is theirs. Harry Truman recognized Israel 11 minutes after its founding 76 years ago. And our nations have a shared heritage and shared values. And the reality is that on October 7th, Hamas terrorists perpetrated one of the worst attacks ever, killing innocent Israelis, butchering, beheading, burning alive innocent women, children, babies. And the United States needs to stand with Israel. And I think the Prime Minister made a very pointed comment, not just about saying that their fight is our fight, but also pointing out that those that engage in the pro-Hamas talking points are really just useful idiots for Iran, which is the biggest backer and sponsor of terror and funds Hamas 93% of its budget.
The Prime Minister spoke for just over an hour. What did you make and what were you thinking as you listened to his speech?
Well, look, I thought it was extremely powerful. I think he highlighted, rightfully so, obviously, the hostages and their families, including the 8 American hostages that are still being held, 3 deceased, 5 living. Their families were here today. They did meet with the Prime Minister. I thought, obviously, that was appropriate to highlight that. But again, to reaffirm the U.S.-Israeli relationship and the importance of it, both in terms of keeping peace around the world, but in terms of fighting back against terror and the threats emanating from Iran and their partners, frankly, Russia and China, who obviously have been working hand in glove to undermine and destabilize the United States, Israel, and the free world.
During his speech, Netanyahu vowed to press on with the war until total victory. What does that mean for us moving forward? What does that mean for each of the potential political candidates that we're dealing with now?
Well, look, the fastest way for this war to come to an end, as the Prime Minister said, is for Hamas to surrender, disarm, and release the hostages. And you didn't hear the protesters not once call for the release of the hostages. And this is part of the challenge here. So at the end of the day, we want the hostages released, including the 8 American hostages, which people seem to forget about. And we want Hamas, a terrorist organization, to be defeated. And so obviously we will continue to support Israel in this mission because, as the Prime Minister said, their fight is our fight. Their victory is our victory. And I think that is critical in this moment, that we not yield in this battle of good versus evil. There is no moral equivalency here. Hamas is a barbaric terrorist organization and must be defeated.
All right, Congressman Mike Lawler, thank you so much for joining us.